Hello everyone and welcome back to another Ross Reviews, where today we are checking out one of the most special BMWs ever. The Toyota Supra? Just one second. That is better. This is of course the legendary BMW E92 M3. This is the only M3 ever to have been fitted with a V8, and just look at this car. Rear-wheel drive, big naturally aspirated V8 up front, gorgeous body lines. This thing should be an absolute blast to drive, so let's find out. Driving this BMW E92 M3, this car is it's an absolute weapon. The thing just handles so beautifully. The car is very comfortable to drive. You know, being in 2010, this car is getting up there in age, and you can still see some dated technologies in here, when you look at the radio controls, the infotainment system, the climate vents and that. There is a lot of plastic in here that is old school kind of BMW looking, but it is a comfortable car. And this being the only M3 to have ever received a V8 engine, it absolutely loves the revs. Revving out to just over 8,000 RPM. You chuck this thing into sport mode, use the paddle shifters, and this thing rewards you. Oh my goodness. It is a very, very fun car to drive. You really do have to work for the power. It does take a little bit to wring this thing out, but once you are up on the RPM, it really does just reward you so greatly. Now, just looking over the dash, you see that glorious bonnet bulge, which is completely necessary to actually fit this 4-liter naturally aspirated V8 in there. It absolutely is massive when you open this engine up. It's not the most torquey engine out there in the world, but again, it really does love the revs. This thing makes from factory about 420 horsepower and about 295 pound-foot of torque. So you really do have to push this car to get that 420 horsepower out of it. 0 to 100 in this car is claimed at just about 4.5 seconds, so it gets up and goes. You could have got this car in a 6-speed manual, which is really, really nice that they allowed you to have that option. This particular one is fitted with the 7-speed DCT dual clutch automatic, and again, it is a fantastic gearbox, and if you are after just pure speed, you need to have this one. So good. This car is so good. It feels solid as ever. It just loves the B road. The B road is exactly where this car was meant to be. It is no straight line drag queen because, again, the torque is just not there. But you get the revs up, you hold the revs there, and you work the paddles around these bends. It is just fantastic. And this is what BMW is all about. Now let's get into the 5 questions here. Let's just pop this into sport mode. Paddles on, M mode selected. And these shifts are absolutely violent. They really kick you into the back of your seat, and the sound is a little bit left to be desired, though I will say from the outside, the car sounds bloody brilliant. It really does. I would have loved to have had a little bit more of that sound piped into the cabin, but it sounds really good from the outside. And you know, when you got the windows down a little bit and you really give it a full send, it does sound bloody nice. And just getting on some of these downshifts, oh, it sounds good. Now, practicality. Well, this car, for being a coupe, is actually quite practical. You know, it is very comfortable in here. You've got a lot of luxuries, you know, dual climate control, air conditioning, you know, you name it, this car has pretty much got it. Although it doesn't have Bluetooth audio, it does have an aux input, so that is nice to see at least. You've got a couple of back seats in the rear, not completely useful for, you know, any adults. You know, you could get them back there in a tight pinch, but, you know, if you got a couple of kids or something, you could use them. But it's nice to just have the space if you want to throw a bag or something. Now, as for fuel consumption, this thing is a V8 and it will drink the fuel like any V8, though its claimed combined usage is at about 12.5 liters per 100 Ks. Though, if you're going to drive it how it should be, good luck keeping that figure. Now, handling. This particular car is equipped with the electronic damper control, so you hit that button and, you know, this thing firms up and it absolutely handles on bloody rails. You put your foot into it and just send it, and this thing just, it goes wherever you want. The steering is really sharp. The weight of the wheel is very, very nice as well. It does have a good weight to the wheel. The actual feel of the wheel as well is quite nice. It's a good thickness, and it is just very sharp steering. M3s really are renowned for their handling, and this particular one is no different. And even when you just want to chuck it into normal mode, you know, you turn the EDC off, drive around, and even on quite a rough backcountry road, this car soaks it up really, really well. Now, price. Well, this car, brand new here in Australia, started off at about $150,000, which is a lot of money, but this is a lot of car. Now, on the used market, this is really when you can grab yourself a bit of a bargain. The average price for the used market, if you're going to get a car with higher Ks and a bit rougher of condition, you know, you can expect to pick one up here for about the 30K mark. If you're going to get one with a bit lower Ks, good condition, got the dual clutch automatic, you know, expect to pay around that 50 grand mark. And I think personally, that's probably what it's worth. You know, I think this is going to be a future classic, and I really do think, because this was the only V8 M3 ever, it's going to have some value going on in the years. This particular one I've got today is for sale at Car Giant WA in pristine condition, under 100,000 Ks for $50,000. And I think it's priced appropriately. I really think someone's going to grab a bargain here one day, and the value of this car, if kept and maintained properly, is only going to go up. Now, these particular M3s could have been spec'd in 3 different body styles. You could have got the E92 Coupe like we have here, could have gone for an E90 M3, which was the sedan, or you could have gone for the E93, which was a coupe, but a convertible. So it was quite cool that you could have spec'd these in a number of different ways. Now, speed. Just here on the back road, we're gonna use launch control. We're gonna see if we can actually crack this. So we put it in sport mode, turn the power on, EDC on, into Tiptronic, make sure the gear shifts are on lightning quick. We're going to basically hold this up till we get a flag on the dash. Hold the power on, EDC mode on. So DSC is off, EDC is on, power is on, in sport mode. We can't be rolling to use launch control. I think we almost had it. Ah! Started rolling again.
2 hours later.
Woo! Holy 100, yep. Woo! Holy 100, yep. Oh, baby. Yep, she lit the rears up pretty nicely there, first and second. Woo! Oh man, all of that patience trying to get that launch to work, and then when it finally did, this thing just went. Holy crap! What a machine right there. Yeah, this thing just completely took off, wheel spun, but then hooked up pretty quickly. And yeah, wow, I will be very surprised if that was not 4.5 seconds. That felt really, really fast. This car is so fast, in fact, that Top Gear actually tested this car versus a C63 AMG and an Audi RS4, and guess who won? The BMW M3 by over 5 seconds around the track. So this car, it is absolutely bananas how quick this thing goes. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna finish the video off here today. So a massive, massive thank you to Car Giant WA once again for allowing me to take out their E92 M3. This car is for sale. A link will be in the description, so make sure you check it out. But anyways, I absolutely loved this car. It totally blew me away. The handling, the speed, the sound, just an absolutely magical car. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If so, please remember to hit that like button. Consider subscribing if you're new here, and we'll see you on that next video.